Hi everyone, I'm Allie Snow, and joining me is HuskerOnline's Robin Washut. Nebraska just finished up their practice today, and we got a chance to talk to head coach Fred Hoiberg. But Robin, Nebraska really struggled in all phases of the game against Rutgers. What was the message this practice, just trying to get these guys back into it?
Yeah, they struggled in every facet of the game. Offensively, they shot just over 30% again. Really, everything was like pulling teeth, just trying to get the ball in the basket. But defensively, that was where the real issue was. They were dominated on the boards, which has kind of been the case more often than not. But the lack of defensive intensity, effort, and just physicality was glaring against Rutgers. Rutgers is one of the toughest teams in the Big Ten, and they had their way with Nebraska from start to finish. You just watch the way they not only were able to have 52 points in the paint, 2/3 of their points came inside the paint. Where second chance points were a huge advantage. I think it was 12-0 in that regard, and a lot of those just came off, multiple tips on layups. And so you look at the dunks and the layups and all those things that Nebraska made life way too easy on Rutgers. And it wasn't just Rutgers' size that was the issue. The perimeter defense was terrible. The blow by, clear past the layup that were happening time and again really started to add up. And I think you look at how much progress they made in that previous game against Texas A&M Corpus Christi, all of that fell apart against Rutgers. And that was their first taste of what was 18 straight games of Big Ten play. And so if they don't get those types of things resolved, it's going to be a long January, February, March.
And the road really doesn't get any easier as Iowa heads up to Lincoln tomorrow to face Nebraska. And this is an Iowa team, probably one of the best in the Big Ten. But the story from Iowa is Luka Garza, big man inside. How does Nebraska stop him?
Yeah, I don't know, because he is one of the best bigs, not only in the Big Ten, but in all of college basketball. He is leading the league in scoring, over 22 points per game, second in the league in rebounding, 10.8. He just had 34 points in Iowa's win over Penn State, which is a nationally ranked team, and he's as good as Nebraska's going to see all season long from a singular low post opponent. And so this is a guy that has a chance to be Iowa's first consensus All-American since the 1950s. And so for Nebraska to have any chance at winning tomorrow night, they have to stop Luka Garza. And it's not going to just be one or two guys. It's going to be one of those deals where, you go back to the old Doc Sadler days when they were playing small ball all the time and would go play Cole Aldridge at Kansas or, one of those bigs at Texas. They swarmed him, and every time that big got the ball in the paint, there was guys hacking at him. You look back to Ethan Happ a year ago, or with in the Big Ten tournament when Nebraska was able to fluster him and completely take him out of the game. That has to be the game plan. They need to make sure Luka Garza isn't the one that beats him tomorrow night. Now the issue with that, though, Iowa has a lot of other weapons, but if you let Luka put up, he's averaging 20 and 10. He could have 30 and 20 if Nebraska doesn't bring it defensively, and especially keep him from getting those second chance opportunities on the offensive glass.
And speaking of weapons, the threat isn't just inside, but also on the outside. Iowa has done tremendous this season from the three-point shot. What does Nebraska do there?
Yeah, that's the thing about Iowa is it's not just Luka Garza. If you focus all your attention on Luka, which Nebraska's going to have to do, you better hope they're off from their perimeter shooting, which doesn't happen very often. Even since losing Jordan Bohannon, who was one of the best three-point shooters in the league, he ended his season to injury. They still have Joe Wieskamp, and they still have former Husker Bakari Evelyn, if you remember him, and they have C.J. Frederick. So they have multiple guys that can beat you from behind the arc, and it's kind of a pick-your-poison type situation. But it's just a sacrifice Nebraska's going to have to make. They have to stop Luka Garza. They have to make the degree of difficulty just increase a little bit and make Iowa shoot from behind the arc, and just hope that they're having an off night. And if those all things can come together, Nebraska's going to have a chance to pull off an upset. But that's a lot to ask right now.
Well, Nebraska and Iowa will tip off tomorrow at Pinnacle Bank Arena. You can watch that game on BTN. Reporting for HuskerOnline, I'm Allie Snow for Robin Washut.